back to the 1WhyMotive podcast with your host Kayla
and Miguel.
And today we are going to talk about the 5 simple steps to creating a
budget.
That's right, the B word. Nobody likes talking about it. I don't like talking about it, really. But here we are.
People probably thought we were about to talk about booties. But we're not. It's about budgets. Anyways, alright, so we're going to go through 5 pretty much simple steps that we use for our budgets and everything that we want to make it. Because when people think budget, they think broke. They think
I'm limited, I'm confined,
I can't do anything.
Yeah,
but no.
Yeah.
Especially if you're from the immigrant side. Because there's expenses in there that you have to have if you're sending money back to your family, or if you're having money to send to your kids, or like anything like that. There's always those kind of things that you want to include in there that are personal, that some people might teach you to cut everything out, cut. And what was that thing you said? Started with a T.
I don't know.
It's like triage. That's what it was. It was triage.
I was like tangible?
Yeah, it was triage, which is like cutting everything or something. So let's just go through the steps on what we do to basically go through our budget. Step 1 that we have is to know your monthly after-tax income. Kind of having an idea of what is left over after paying the government all the money that you just worked on, and then them just saying like, yo, pay me my money, run me that, and then this is what you got left.
You are so annoying. Yeah, that includes, sometimes like your employers will set you up to contribute to like a 401k and stuff like that too. So pay attention to your pay stub, because you might be contributing to that and like you might not know. So yeah, just really look at how much you are getting paid after tax. Don't do your own calculation and be like, oh, I get paid X amount and then this is how many hours I worked, and then guess on the amount of tax that you're paying. No, look at your pay stubs. Look at your bank account. You need to look at your bank account Really, you should be looking at it like every day, because I look at mine every day. Yeah. Sometimes I try to skip it because I'm embarrassed when I go like to Fashion Nova when there's a sale. But
well, let's make an episode on how not to splurge at Fashion Nova.
How not to be like Kayla is what we should do. Anyway, yes. So yeah, number 1, know your after-tax monthly income, because that's gonna be your baseline. That's gonna be where you know how much money you actually have to spend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like especially in what she was saying about the 401k is a big thing that people do, or don't do, I guess, is know exactly how much their employer is contributing, or if they are not contributing.
Yeah, but we can talk about that in another episode.
Yeah, that could be a whole other episode about contributions and figuring out your match.
Yeah. So after you figure out your after-tax income, step number 2 will be to calculate your living expenses. Mm-hmm. So that means, what are your bills? So what are your groceries? Like,
what's your car payments? Yeah. What's utilities? What's kind of like
your rent?
Yeah, rent. All the stuff that you cannot live without. That just just add up. Add some groceries in there too, because you can't really do much if you're not eating food. But like I think we consider going out to eat as like a completely different.
That's discretionary.
Yeah, that'll be in discretionary. So really figuring out the living expenses, your living month-to-month expenses, so then you know exactly what number to shoot for, what number that you have there that is solid and it's fixed every single month.
Yeah, these are your needs to live. These are your needs to live, not your oh I wants. These are your needs to live.
Yeah.
Because step number 3
comes to tallying your discretion and like figuring out exactly what it is that you're spending.
Your discretion, tallying your discretion.
Yeah. Okay. We need to chill.
Adding up your discretionary.
Yeah, exactly. Figuring out the discretionary stuff on what it is that you want to spend, that you want to splurge a little, whether it's Fashion Nova, whether it's more Fashion Nova, whether it's like 3 times Fashion Nova.
Or like H&M.
Or like, can't forget about H&M. No, for me, like I think a discretionary thing for me, besides like going out to eat, because I love taking you out to eat.
I know.
So like that's like, all right, well, we need to go out to eat at least this many times, and some margaritas, yeah, and then trying not to go out every weekend, because that portrays into trying to just stay a little bit healthier lately.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, so I think like
Netflix is one.
Netflix.
You know, your subscriptions that you have that aren't needs, right? Like your Apple subscription, you know, to iTunes, it's not a need, but it's in your discretionary spending.
I
Maybe
have a lot
Spotify.
of things. Yeah, Spotify, and I have things like Linktree,
Yeah.
different things that I use for marketing and for the podcast and for our own marketing type stuff. I consider those as like discretionary business expenses. You could even include into like a separate side to your budget depending how much income you're making. But I think including that into like stuff that you don't need to live off that. That's not something that you need to live off of. So just basically putting in all of your wants and having that into another section that really shows like how much wiggle room you have, if there's any wiggle room, and if you can't afford all of your discretionary wants, you got to start cutting. You got to cut. I think we both went through our bank accounts at one point and we're like, wow, don't need, need to slow down, cut that out, throw that away. And the amount of money that you realize you start saving on a regular basis, month to month, is like, damn.
Yeah, I mean...
You have no idea until you really get down to the nitty-gritty of your bank account.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like for me, I did end up cutting like that Apple iTunes subscription. I cut Amazon because I don't need Amazon Prime, even though I want Amazon Prime. I don't need it. It's $13.77 every month.
The bill, I didn't even realize I was getting the bill, and then I was like, wait, when did I subscribe to this? I just got an Amazon bill Prime. This was last month. I got this, and I still haven't changed it because I was like, well, I'm gonna order this on Amazon.
No, listen. Do you know what my problem was? Fabletics.
Oh, you were going on Fabletics for a while.
I didn't order anything off Fabletics besides one time, and it was for that. I don't even remember what the sale was. I think it was like buy one get one free if you sign up for membership. I said okay, got my 2 leggings. I paid for Fabletics for probably like 5-6 months.
Wow, I can't relate.
It's $50 a month. That's crazy to me. So how much money is that? It's like $300
that
I spent. That
wasted.
$300. And I could have actually bought stuff off Fashion Nova with that $300.
Crazy. That's super sad. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But at least you got your berries together, figured it out, and have control of your income by setting up that budget, by cutting all those different things, those stupid stuff that you just don't need. Like everyone that's listening right now could probably go through 3 or 4 different things that they realize that I don't actually need, and what could you do with that extra money that you the things that you cut.
Yeah, and even if it's a small expense, right? Like iTunes for me was $10.99, and like in the grand scheme of things that seems small. Even Amazon $13.77, that seems small, but like add it up, and it's like I don't really use this often. I mean, iTunes I did, but it's not necessary to my day-to-day life. I can go on Pandora and listen to free music. I can go on YouTube if I want to. I can sing in the car for free all the time, okay?
I still use the free version of Spotify, so but I also pay for Apple Music because I have all of my downloads on there, and I'm considering going into transitioning over, but I don't know yet. We'll see on that. I've been holding off on that.
So anyway, this deep dive into, what you spend. And then step number 4 would be to examine, what's left over of your funds and then really prioritize your financial goals. So what does that look like? That means your big debts, right?
It turns out the mic has not been on the entire time.
No way.
Just the video.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm so mad right now.
No, but we can just keep it going because we just have the video, so.
Yeah. Anyway, that goes back to, the debt snowball that Ramsey's always talking about, right? That's so key. That's so key.
People, and we're not even saying that, you have to do the debt snowball or, this is the only way, because there's so many different equations that fit to what it is, what your financial goals are, what your financial needs and wants are. You know what I mean? Personally, I've been doing a debt snowball, and it has been working wonders in my life. If someone else has another way that they go about paying down debt, by all means, put a comment in there. Let me know how you guys go about it. But that's what's worked for me. That's what's been working. I'm damn near done. You know what I mean? I'm almost done with stuff besides having just that one huge student loan debt, but we're not even gonna get into all that.
Yeah. So calculate all your debts. So your student loans, a car loan, maybe a mortgage that applies to you. Medical bills. That's actually my problem. I have some medical expenses in there from like a car accident I had last year when I didn't have health insurance. So like that's a big debt right there.
And I think even finding a way to allocate some sort of insurance into your budget is really important for reasons like that. For when stuff like that comes up, you know what I mean?
But typically people have health insurance through their employer. I was just new to my employer at that point, so I didn't have benefits yet. And then we can talk about like investing and all of that in another episode as well. But so really for like step number 4, you just want to write down all of your debts and really just like see how much you can afford to pay each month, right? So that's like after you've added up like all of the discretionary spending that you do, all of the spending you do on your bills, like your needs to live type thing, and then you kind of see what's left over. Mm-hmm. So what we do is we do step number 5, and we do the 50-30-20 budget. So like 50% of your income maximum should go towards your everyday, bills, needs to live, like your rent. Those are really big expenses, like your rent and utility bills. 50% maximum. If you can do less than that, great.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Which is part of our plan that we have that we aren't even going to get into because that's secret right now. But we'll save that for a later time when that's more established. But then that 20% that basically goes towards financial goals, or the paying down debt, saving, investing, doing things like that.
Yeah.
That's this kind of stuff that we just discussed a little bit more. But that 20% of all your money that just goes towards that, and then that's.
And then the last 30% is your discretionary spending. So that would be, Fashion Nova if you're into it, margaritas if you're into it.
And that depends how aggressive you want to get into things as well. I think that's really big because like some people could go 50,
10, 40.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever. Or maybe even like 30, 40, I don't know, something. I can't even do
It depends how aggressive you want to get into your investing, into your paying down debt, you know what I mean? Because like I think some of the most aggressive debt what is the word I'm looking for? Debt killers. Debt payers are the Dave Ramsey followers because you know what I mean. That's what and that's why people hate him because they're like, oh no, if I can do this, I can't do this. I have to eat rice and beans. I have to do that, and like I get it. It's very, very strict, but think about how fast they pay off their debt.
Yeah, right. Like if I didn't spend $300 on clothes like 3 weeks ago, I would have $300 extra more dollars.
Yeah, but if you want to be a little bit more lenient with it and pay debt for a little bit longer, include that 30% in there of discretionary stuff that you want. Include that into your budget, and you're straight.
Yeah, because like a budget, like we said, a budget is not to confine you; it's to empower you. It's so you know.
Wow.
It's so like, hey, I can afford this.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. Because, yes, you can't do that sometimes. You can't do, maybe you can't do $500 of shopping and then $300 of eating out in a week. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely it gives you barriers, but also it just lets you know, oh, yes, I know I can afford this week. Or I don't feel bad about buying that $5 coffee at Starbucks on my way to work.
Right. And especially if you're in a couple, a couple as well. If you're a couple as well, putting your budgets side by side and seeing whether you're going to get married, whether you are married, especially because at that point your income becomes one. You become a whole unit, and a lot of people keep their budgets, their incomes separate, and wonder why things are confusing and why this person's paying more than this person, and that's a whole mess too. We've seen it so much. Why does it becomes such a confusing thing to think about instead of just being together we make X amount of money, and together we have this much debt, and together we can pay off this much a month. You know what I mean? And we're not even married, and we're already like thinking about the future like that, and like comparing budgets like that, and being like, yo, if we do this and do this, then we'll be able to pay off this in 2 years. Like all this money, if we just go ham at it, we'll be done. And
because you have like double the power, double the fighting power.
Double the power,
really.
yeah. And like that's such a cool thing.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of that if you are in a serious relationship. But if you're not, that's okay. You know, that's okay. But anyway, so really to like sum this up, you know, we kind of talked about a lot, we kind of went everywhere. But you know, you really just like go into your bank account, just look at like last month's expenses and just calculate everything. Like where did you spend what? Because that's exactly what we did. And we wrote it down into the categories, you know, like the needs and the discretionary and then the debt snowball. Actually on my personal budget sheet, I have like a balance sheet as well where I literally go through and I write down every single thing I spent money on. Like I try to go in every day. I don't really go in every day because sometimes I get distracted. Sometimes I'm just busy and sometimes I'm just tired. So if I go in every other day, at least like I try to check every other week to write everything down so I can calculate it, because that kind of gives myself a reality check. Like, oh hey, like you have this much left in your fund and this is what you bought. Like seriously, like you really bought like a $10 coffee? You know, it just kind of gives me a reality check.
Nothing gets more annoying than thinking I could have spent it on this.
Yeah.
Instead of this. But whatever, at that point, it's over. Control what you can control. Move the hell on.
Yeah. So, to make this easy for you, we actually both, you know, we both have our own budget planners, and we have them as downloads on each of our websites.
Yeah, so we're going to put those on the website. So if you want it, we'll put the links in the description below. You can go to the website, download it, get your own, try it out.
Mine is better because it has graphs.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to have her make one for me that has graphs. So, because mine's simple, men are a little bit, you know, easier. We kind of just do what we got to do, and women are more, you know, we gotta be like this, gotta be perfect, all
It's
that.
gotta be pretty, I wanna see it, I like visuals. If you like visuals, if you like aesthetics,
whatever.
if you like color, come to me, okay?
Whatever, dude.
If you like just, you know, basic Excel sheets, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it'll do the job. But like we have everything already on there. We have all the categories listed. All you have to do is fill it in, and then you can take a category out. Like if you don't have a gym membership, maybe you work out at home. Like good for you. Then that's not a category that you need to fill in. So just delete it and put something else in. Like for me personally, I don't have a car payment, so that's not on my budget sheet. If you do, put that on your budget sheet. You know, just edit it to fit your needs, really. And all you have to do is fill in the blanks. There's no like, you know, formulas you have to input. It's already all there. Just fill in the blanks. So it's really like a life hack, to be honest, because it took a while.
Yeah, and we're not gonna be blowing you guys up with spam or anything, because we don't even really have the email started. The email group started.
We're too busy for all that anyway.
We're gonna try to start an email group eventually, so
Yeah.
people can stay up to date on it as we get more into the podcast / video if you're watching on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much covered everything. Like, you know, like, but honestly, like calculating your monthly income, to summarize it, calculating your monthly income, calculating your living expenses, and then, you know, getting some debts in there so you can start paying off the debt, and like having those categories that just like you can attack every time you have that income come in, whether you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, if you're a baller, you get paid every single day doing whatever you're doing, like, yeah, you can have control of peace of mind.
And do not forget, because income fluctuates, okay? Like income always fluctuates, whether you worked less hours or whether you worked more hours. Maybe you got some OT in a couple of times this month.
Yeah.
Maybe you sold some pants. I don't know, like I go to Plato's Closet sometimes and sell my clothes. That's extra money. Make sure you include that in your budget. So every month you should go in there and you should recalculate your like average income, you know? Honestly, like your budget's not a one and done thing. I know a lot of us want it to be because it's so intimidating, but remember, it's not intimidating. It's a lifestyle. It's to empower you. Like I said, like your budget, it's not a B word. It's not a B word anymore.
It's not a bad word.
It's not a bad word.
It's a good word, and it brings peace of mind. You can honestly say that it brings the most peace of mind. Like,
oh my gosh, you feel such a relief. Yeah, really, such a relief. We really believe that a successful budget is one that gives you freedom.
freedom to do what you want. And if you're if you're living on a really low income right now, because I was there, I've been there when I was like, dang, I have after calculating
I have approximately
$5.63 to do anything.
Whatever I want.
All right. Well.
That means I can get a large fry.
And that's it. And then invest 30 cents into my 401k. Anyway,
yeah, 30
into my
cents.
retirement broker account.
Here for that match.
But anyway, so that's where it really comes to like upping your income, finding out how you can make more income, and starting a side hustle or something like that to get those debts kind of cut off, so you can save more in the long run, so you can have more every month, and you can start kind of building your wealth that way.
Yeah, and if you want some more info on side hustles, hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll have more content on that in the future as well.
So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it all up for us right now.
Yeah.
So if you've stayed this far, appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate you guys tuning in, checking out our podcast together, and
episode 1, baby.
Episode 1 in the books.
In the books.
Alrighty. Well, hey, thank you guys for coming. Check us out on the next podcast.
Leave a comment below. Any suggestions, whether you liked it, didn't like it, let us know what's up. Say hi.
Tell us if you can include anything on the budget that helps you as well. I think that's really
for sure.
big too.
Anything we didn't cover, please let us know.
Yeah, because this is our first one, so take it easy, alright?
Yeah. Jeez.
Calm down. Alright.
Whatever.
Later.
Peace out.